Peace, family. You know, normally when I do my content, I try to be calm, but today is not one of those days. I have had enough of listening to this so-called political commentary coming from the likes of Stephen A. Smith. This man gives the most idiotic, knuckle-dragging opinion I've ever heard of when it comes to politics. Stephen A. Smith said out of his own mouth, on his own format, that politics is not his thing. He's a sports commentator. But he's always been a buddies with Sean Hannity and Mark Levin. And if you ever listen to his appearances on those shows, just listen to how humble this man is. Listen to how they talk to Stephen A. Smith, and then listen to how they talk when he is not on the show. It is a stark difference. They are placating this man. They are just, they're spoon feeding him. And it is abundantly clear. He's their pet. I don't understand how this man can sit up here and say that he's not a political, he's not qualified to do politics. And then out of the blue, somebody gives him $100 million contracts to do what? Talk more politics. Ask yourself, why would they do that? It's to keep people confused. I believe why people that behind the scenes continue doing what they want to do. Stephen A. Smith, you all but called Oprah Winfrey a liar after Donald Trump was elected. When Oprah Winfrey said that Donald Trump don't want you to vote anymore, you said who would believe that? As opposed to doing the research. And I don't even like using that phrase. But that's Oprah Winfrey you're talking about. And if she said that somebody said something, especially Donald Trump, about not being able to having to vote anymore, all you had to do was go to Google. And it would have popped up the several instances when Donald Trump said exactly that. You didn't even do that. You all but called her a liar. And then you sit on your format the other night talking about Kamala Harris, talking that what I told you so. And then you endorse Donald Trump again, saying that you know that he lies. Make that make sense. How do you try to discredit Oprah Winfrey for telling what you thought was a lie? But you call Donald Trump a liar, which is a person who lies constantly. And you still talking about eggs, bacon, and gasoline? Aren't your hands sore from the knuckles dragging on the ground with that Neanderthal mentality? Donald Trump campaigned on fixing everything. Fixing it. You still talking about how the Democrats wasn't talking about the things, the kitchen table issues that resonated with America. Okay, that's fine. Let's say that you're 100% correct. Kamala Harris lost this campaign because she did not speak to the common people about the things that mattered most to them. The cost of bacon, eggs, and gasoline. Let's say that's 100% true. If Kamala Harris was elected President of the United States, and the economy today was looking just like it is now up under her authority, what would you say then? What would you say then? But the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump, who campaigned speaking on behalf of the people, who talked about bacon, eggs, and gasoline, lowering the cost, fixing it, never going into detail about how he plans on doing it. And then when he gets in office, and in less than 90 days, look at the stock market. Look at the cost of bacon, eggs, and gasoline. And you got the nerve to sit up there and talk about the reason why you still support Donald Trump is because you know him and you know him to be a liar. How on earth, you empty-headed individual, can you feel confident putting a person like Donald Trump in office that you know to be a liar? When do you know that he's going to really mean what he say? How do you put a liar in position like that and believe anything that comes out of his mouth? You know, I look at it like this. If the cost of bacon, eggs, and gasoline was so high that it make you put a person like Donald Trump in office, you know, how high would bacon, eggs, and gasoline have to be before I put a person like Donald Trump in office? This man has been riddled with debt his whole entire life. He's a billionaire, but he cannot find a bank in this country to loan him money. Why don't you speak about that, Stephen A? To me, if you're not qualified to get a loan in America, you should automatically be unqualified to be president of America. You need to ask yourself, how did this man get to be president of the United States? He's a liar. He's a cheater. He's been found liable of sexual assault. He done filed bankruptcy 6 times, dealing with his own finances. He done bankrupt several businesses. He couldn't even maintain the standards of decency and morality uh, to be president of the United States, because as far as I knew before Donald Trump, you couldn't even be a felon and be in politics. Mayor, governor, senator, nothing. This man has over 34 felonies, and he's president. Why don't you look into that, Stephen A. Smith? Why don't you look into how much debt Donald Trump has been in over the last few years of his life and who he's indebted to? How do you, when you look at Donald Trump and his debt, how did this man get out of it? What is his financial situation right now? Because he won't release his financial records. You don't get out of it by selling um, pens, cups, plates, napkins, cards with your name on it, t-shirts, hats. You don't get out of billions of dollars in debt by selling those things. Stephen A., why don't you ask or investigate that? As opposed to worrying about, no, look, if you still thinking that the cost of bacon and eggs got Donald Trump president of the United States, you need to just hang up your microphone right now. You shouldn't even talk sports or politics. This man is indebted totally to foreign government. Everybody that's in the financial world are talking about these tariffs that's tearing down this country. You have Congress talking about removing the decisions of putting these tariffs, but you're not talking about removing the decision maker. If tariffs is half as bad as they say it is, and it's destroying the fabric of this country, and it's going to take an act of Congress to come together and remove this policy um, that Donald Trump implemented, then you have to also question yourself as to why won't they remove Donald Trump. But see, Stephen A., you're an agent. They're paying you to put up here and distract the people. And see, and I read the comments in your section, and these idiots are talking about something. Oh, Stephen A., you're getting very good at this. You know, I didn't think you was this smart. Blah blah. You love the affection of white people. You love it, and when they gravitate towards you, the stupider you sound, because that's just how they want you to be. You are a social embarrassment. Our ancestors are rolling over in their grave right now because see, you have enough money right now not to do this. You have enough money to hold on to your integrity, your dignity. But see, I knew that when I heard you say on your show that the first thing you thought about in the morning was how you can make your boss more money, and the next thing you thought about was how what you could do to get more of it. When I heard a grown man say that, a grown black man say that the first thing you think about in the morning is your white boss. You don't think about this little soft thing you got laying next to you. That's not even your second thought. But see, the thing is, I've never seen you with a woman standing next to you, period. Period. I don't know what you got laying next to you. And you got the nerve to sit up here and speak for the people, my people. You should be ashamed of yourself, Stephen A. Smith. And I hope you find this video, I hope you find this content very offensive. And I hope you come and call yourself trying to challenge me. Invite me on your show. I would love that. You're an agent, Stephen A. Smith, and you don't have to be. If you're going to talk politics, tell the truth. I have no problem saying what I say. I put my face and my voice behind every message I put out there. Like I said, I don't even normally let my videos go this long, but you have really irked me. And I wish to God I had somebody that could use profane language for me, because I was really